from this side as well. All right, just a moment. Let me record, and then we're going to do a double, triple. Can I say double, triple recording on this? Does that make any sense? Double, double? I'm going to double this down. All right, preparing to record. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the recording. So again, welcome everybody to the State of the Union, the social media ad State of the Union. Now, we're going to actually cover a lot more inside of Facebook than necessarily just social media. The reason is you can't actually advertise very much to say anything with Facebook. So for instance, when we very first started our course, Social Media Ad Genius, we decided to name it like Facebook Ad Genius. But the Facebook lawyers don't like Facebook and the URL. They really don't like you using it in their advertising as well. So primarily we're going to focus on just the State of the Union, really, of Facebook. Now, here's kind of a small warning. Getting information off the internet is literally like taking a drink from a fire hydrant. And by meaning that there's lots of information out there, what I'm basically basing our information off of is I'm basing our information directly off of the clients and everything that we run. And it looks like I just had a small technical issue. Nick, can you see my screen? You see the whole presentation? Oh, that looks great. For some reason, everything just blacked out on me for a second. Okay. So I'm basing this off of our ad agency. You know, we've spent well over $1 million in the last 90 days of loan, and we manage lots of different niches. So the information I'm going to give you is literally the insight that we have from running our own ads. And again, how do you eat an elephant? I give this in all the presentations, is you do it one bite at a time. So I'm going to give you a lot of information. What I'm looking for, though, is for you to have small nuggets of gold that you can walk away from this as well. So action plan. Today I'm going to give you options, and you're going to leave today with an effective plan. So State of the Union agenda. So I'm going to give you one simple ad posting secret. It cut our costs by opt-ins about 70%. I'm going to cover this towards the end of the presentation, but literally, like, I cannot stress enough, this is probably the one thing that we're going to run most of our business on. It's amazing when you just apply this one secret. Now, 3 major improvements for the Facebook ad platform. I'm going to talk about my huge mistake, how we went from spending $300 a day promoting a live event to spending $1,500 in 6 hours. And it was one of the best things that ever happened. But for about 10 minutes until I looked at the numbers, my heart was racing because I knew my client was about to kill me. The other thing is the one thing that you should do, or if you don't, the problem is where you might get banned. So you want to make sure you're not doing this, otherwise you might get banned. So let me tell you quickly about our story. Back in 2010, we created Black Box Social Media. Now, since creating Black Box Social Media, we've consulted with and managed social media and online marketing accounts for 7- and 8-figure-a-year businesses, small mom-and-pop shops, Miss Kansas, pest control, parties, live events, webinars, affiliate offers, network marketing, oil companies, sports teams. I mean, all these strategies work for any kind of business. So if you're a 7- and 8-figure earner, I'm going to show you strategies. It's going to be huge to your business. If you're just starting out in affiliate marketing or you're just starting out promoting a brick-and-mortar business, again, these same exact strategies can be used for your business. So over the last couple of years, I've been doing a lot of public speaking, going to a lot of events, a lot of masterminds. See, we run a lot of money on Facebook, so we have a lot of insight, and I like to share that insight with other people. I like to share it from stage because the more people that I meet, it's like one giant mastermind. And I like to talk to people that are really focused, who have run a lot of traffic, for the main reason being is because they can give you great insight from thousands of visitors they've seen to their website versus, you know, someone who's just started out, hasn't really run many people to their website. So we do a lot of these events to pick up tips and apply them as well. I mean, here's a great one just recently. It's kind of an interesting picture on the right. I just spoke at an event this last weekend with a good friend of mine, Roger, and he had Kevin Harrington, someone from the Shark Tank, come out, and we basically spoke at the same event. So I'm always traveling around sharing these ideas, and you know, there's one thing that's a surefire way to guarantee your business will prosper online if you do this all the time. And I'm going to show you exactly what that is towards the end of this training. If you pay really close attention, you want to make sure that you don't miss it because it's great and it's absolutely free. So let's really dive into the Social Media Ad Genius State of the Union. So at South by Southwest, it was a game changer for us and our high-profile clients. See, you got to spend $75,000 plus a month to even possibly, maybe even, just talk to a rep. See, the thing is Facebook actually had an event. You can see over on the left-hand side, that's actually their building right there. They had an event for small businesses to come out, or really any business, to come out to talk to Facebook. This is the first event I've ever seen them have. So since our bunker or our office is right down the street, we scheduled to come out both days that they were open to talk to as many Facebook reps as possible. Now, when I told this girl right here, you see on the left, hey, look, I spend over $75,000 a month. I always quantify when I start speaking with them to let them know I'm very serious about spending money with Facebook. She goes, hey, that's great. I'm part of a department. There's only about 30, 35 of us. Actually, we just hired a new girl. She's here today. But we're looking to work more with businesses who are spending more money, because before they were really only working with enterprise users. So it was really hard to get any questions out of Facebook. So what happened is we came back a second day. We got some additional insight. We got our picture taken because I told this Facebook rep, I'm not joking, we think Facebook reps are like leprechauns. We don't think that they exist, because literally anytime we've ever talked to one, they quickly disappear. And it's kind of like the, I can't see your screen. Well, that's interesting. Oh, okay, absolutely. Hey, I just want to make sure one more time. Can you guys do me a favor? Someone just typed in and says they are not able to say the screen. I just want to make sure that everybody can see this. Can everybody type in real quick? Can you see this? Yes. Just type in the comments real quick. Yes, I can see your screen. Kurt, I can see it. Great, 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 great. Ooh, I got lots of responses. Great. Wow. You're like, hurry up. Let's go. Patty Dominguez, I'm listening to you. We are running. All right. So this Facebook rep basically starts, I start telling the rep, hey, look, we've sent tickets into support. We've sent emails. We've asked questions. We cannot get a response back from Facebook. And she looks at us and she goes, I can't believe that's happening. I thought we responded to all the questions that came into Facebook Help. And I look at my buddy right here, Jesse Jameson. He runs another really successful agency. And we both looked at each other and I go, I'm not joking, and I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but no one ever applies those emails. We just thought that they were just a huge, big black hole. So she goes, no, I'm sorry to hear that, but we're here to help. Well, one of the things that I really want to talk about is the things that we do here at Black Box Social Media is we surround ourselves with industry experts, sought-after professionals. We spend thousands of dollars a year attending conferences, meetings, and high-profile mastermind groups. And what we do is we take this information and we test it. So like I'll go to a mastermind or I'll go to a live event and someone will give me an idea. We'll test it, we monitor and review, we improve, we test, we improve, we quantify the results, we share the results with others, we test again, and we keep monitoring for changes. So all the information that I'm going to go over with you right here literally follows this exact step right here. So take a screenshot, write this down, take a picture. Again, we got a couple of different ways that we're going to try to record this, but I can never guarantee anything, especially with technology. So go ahead, write that down. But really, the reason that we're here today is to share the results with you. We find out that the more information we share with others, it comes back to us tenfold. We know that we'll get questions from you all, or we'll get some other additional feedback from some people on the call who literally will, by us sharing that information, will help improve our business as well. So we always make sure that we're quantifying the results, sharing them with others, and sharing with others that can implement it. And that's what we want you to do today. So let's jump in and talk about Facebook here for a minute. Now, this slide right here, there's 1 billion active users on Facebook as of December 31st, 2012. So this is an old stat. So I just quickly want to look at these numbers with you. This is what I presented almost about 14 months ago when I did another presentation. At that time, there were 618 million daily active users. That was December 2012. 680 million plus monthly active mobile users, December 12th. 45% of all internet traffic's on Facebook. That's rising. 48% of Americans say they find out their news through Facebook. This is super, super important. You got to realize that as we're changing our advertising as well, we want it to look like news stories. We call them advertorials. And I'll go into that just a little bit as we go on through. Facebook ad revenue, that raised over 60% in 2012. And women 55 plus is the fastest growing demographic on Facebook. Okay, and also they have some of the biggest discretionary income. Well, let's take a look at this. There's now 1.23 billion users on Facebook, active users. So that's a 16% increase over last year. Daily active average users, 757 million. So before it was 618 million. These are daily active users. Monthly active mobile users, 945 million compared to 680 million. I mean, that's up over 300 million. The reason that's important is because a lot more people are consuming Facebook on mobile phones, on tablets. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, that amazing individual, came out and said, I want to go ahead and, yes, I want to go ahead and save the world by giving third world countries access to the internet. What he was actually saying is, hey, I want to put more mobile phones out there so people can get access to the internet, i.e. so people can get access to Facebook. We know that Facebook connects people all around the world, but it's becoming one of the best ad platforms out there. And you got to remember, a lot of people are now consuming this information on mobile. Now, 1 out of 5 page views in the United States occur on Facebook. That means as people are going online, 1 out of 5 are looking at Facebook. 16 million local business pages have been created as of May 2013. That's a 100% increase from 8 million in June 2012. Now, let's talk about organic Facebook traffic, because this is a huge aha. Now, I've taught a lot about organic strategies. Literally, the conversation I had with Facebook the other day, I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's literally been a game changer for us. So, first of all, what's EdgeRank? Well, EdgeRank is this mathematical equation. It's the algorithm that Facebook uses to determine what post should be seen by whom. Affinity, weight, time of decay, meaning how long does your post stay up, like this whole mathematical equation to it, right? Now, according to Mashable, the average fan page, because we do a lot of advertising from fan pages, well, only 16%, basically, only 16% of your audience, meaning 160 out of 1,000 fans, will actually see any of your posts anyway. Facebook even comes out and admits this in 2012 and says only 16% of your fans will ever see your posts. So that's interesting, because you always thought Facebook was all about engagement, and we're kind of going to circle about that in a couple of minutes, but the number one reason why people don't see your organic post is shameless self-promotion. Facebook's really been recognizing that. See, what happened is, really, I mean, a couple of months ago, and some people still do this today and it amazes me, they'll join groups like this online marketing group, then they start posting, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. No one's buying anything here. Like, this is just a get ready, time-wasting activity. People say, post in groups, post, like, there's some people that I know that do amazing jobs in creating groups and nurturing groups, but this straight-up spam is really just wasting your time. So please promise me as you're on this call, you will no longer do any kind of shameless self-promotion. There's a good way to do promotion and a bad way. Posting buy my stuff, buy my crap, buy my junk is horrible. By the way, you should hear my language. Stuff and crap is not the products that we have. We have great products and services. So don't be posting crap or any of that other stuff either. Okay? See, 52% of consumers say that they stopped following a brand on Facebook because the information post became too repetitive and boring. 52% online. So, simply put, your Facebook posting goal must be to get people to see and engage in your post. The more people see, engage, and share, the bigger your audience gets. Kind of common sense, right? But here's kind of the big, oh my gosh, but is this still true? Well, here's a major update. So the first one, look at this right here. This is Marketing Land. This was published August 16, 2013. EdgeRank right now, Facebook's new algorithm has close to 100,000 weight factors. So this is much more than what page did you like, did people share your stuff. So the whole EdgeRank that we talked about before for organic, here's how you master organic, that whole game's changed. Organic has changed huge. So let me kind of step back on this for just a minute. You see this? That's not just the back of my neck and that I just shaved my back of my head. It is that person right there that you cannot see. We couldn't grab a picture with them, but they're kind of an elusive leprechaun. See, this person right here, they were in charge of Facebook pages. They're part of the Facebook pages group. Now, a brilliant and interesting question. See, my friend here right here, Jesse Jameson, we're partners in business and a couple of other things. We collaborate. He's someone who's been online for the last, I want to say 15 plus years. He's managed 7-figure businesses. We like to call him the grandfather of the internet. We like to make fun of him that he's old, which he's not. He's just seen a lot of stuff. And he has some really good perspective on changes that have happened online in the past to, history repeats itself. What specifically is going on now? I love hanging out with this guy, buying him beers. He has some really great insight. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about that story in a second and the question that Jesse asked. See, back on November 21st, 2013, I spoke at this party here in Austin, Texas, called the Internet Marketing Party. The Internet Marketing Party literally is the who's who is allowed to speak on the stage. There's actually, I think, another party coming up here pretty soon that we're going to attend. Yeah, even today. So the thing is, the Internet Marketing Party is this great place in Austin where a lot of internet marketers that do a lot online, meaning when I say a lot of weight, like run a lot of traffic, A lot of these guys come out, they hang out, we trade war stories. Like, this is the part where we could all sit around kind of the water cooler of the office, right? Talk about the things that we're doing. So there's people who have lots of experience, people who are brand new, whole mix of people. But when I gave that presentation, I was there with my good friend Kate Buck Jr. on the left-hand side. She does a lot of stuff for social accounts. My good friend David Gonzalez right here in the middle, and then me with the, well, the interesting Facebook picture, right? Well, here's what happens. We have this whole debate on, well, it's actually right here. Sorry, I messed up that slide, which basically was, what's the difference between organic versus paid ads? I was talking about paid ads. My good friend Kate Buck Jr. was talking about organic. She does a lot of organic stuff. So what happens is we talk about this client that Jesse has. Okay, this is back on 11/21/2013. Now Jesse says, hey, look at this. I got a customer. They spent some money on some likes. They have 69,000 likes, but 55,000 people are talking about them. That means when they put out a post, it can really go and have a large reach, a very large organic reach. So 69,000 likes. I mean, he's doing a great job. He's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing that Facebook should say that they do. Here's a great example right here. Look at this. They put out a post. This is an organic post. They have not even promoted this post. 381,000 people saw this post right here, organic. 14,000 likes. Well, here's the thing. Let's take a look at 320. Let's take a look at today. So here they got 12,000 likes. That's awesome. We've really gone up in likes. Look at that. They're talking about us. It's dropped substantially. It's dropped huge, and it's a huge concern for Jesse. So what ends up happening is we start taking a look at the numbers, and Jesse and I have talked about this the last couple of months, and we're saying, well, wait a minute, we're seeing a lot more paid traffic come in than organic. Like, there's something that Facebook suggested to your algorithm that basically says, hey, look, you have to pay to play. There is no more free game out there where you can just post a bunch organically and have a bunch of viral content. Now, there are some people I know on this call that do some amazing things with some fan pages. I mean, I don't know if I should say their name necessarily. I mean, they do some T-shirts and some other stuff. I got a ton of respect for them. And they get amazing organic reach, except that reach isn't as great as what it used to be, but they always couple it with paid ads to get that amazing organic reach. But it's not what it used to be. So here's the brilliant question. Jesse walks up to this person who's in charge of pages, and he goes, hey, if I have to pay for engagement now, why spend money on engagement? Why not just spend money promoting what we want to sell? And the insider answer from Facebook, it depends. And then there's this long, awkward pause that she has. What are you looking to do? Do you want to engage with people or have them buy something? Long, awkward pause. Because Jess and I look at each other and we're like, well, yeah, it's great to keep people on a fan page, but I mean, obviously we want to sell them something. The insider from Facebook says, well, then if you don't require engagement, why not just advertise for your product? And then kind of looked at us. And it was huge because what she didn't say is she did say you must have engagement to make money. What she said was, hey, if you don't require engagement, i.e. like Coca-Cola or like for a band member or someone who has lots of people going to their fan page for engagement, but she basically just said you don't have to have engagement to sell stuff on Facebook. So is organic engagement required? I mean, we were baffled by our answer. It all comes down to where she says it depends. So what we do is we use likes on a campaign to pre-qualify our audience, to find out, are these people emotionally involved in the process? Now, we're going to post, we used to post 6 to 10 times a day. Now we'll post 2 to 3 times a day to get reactions from people, but they're not all these motivational statements. They're much more good content. Okay, let me show you for an example. So here's AOL. Here's what's not to do. We're just posting out links, and they're not really engaging. We have an example of our client. So this thing right here is what we used to call the gray box of death. This is when you would put a link out to a website, it'd have a little preview, and this little gray box would come up. And basically it would tell Facebook, hey, when someone clicks on this link, we're going to send them outside of Facebook. Facebook did not like that at all. The reason being is because they wanted to keep people inside of Facebook. Facebook, if you stay inside of Facebook, most people spend about a half an hour a day on average on Facebook, which is huge. Compared to other websites, it's 3, 4, 5 minutes if you're lucky. But Facebook didn't want to send you outside of Facebook. So what we would do is we would just take a big picture, a big image, right? And we would tell people, click like to put a hot tub in, if you'd like to put a hot tub in your living room. We just want a bunch of people to click like on the image. So what were the results? Us, we got 36 likes. AOL got 4. We got 10 comments. AOL got 0. Our fan page is a lot smaller than AOL's, but we got more engagement because we were using a picture. Well, here's the thing. Another major update. So good content dedicated to the right person is huge. So it's not necessarily just about pictures or making people laugh anymore to share your content. See, Facebook wants people to log in on a regular basis, on a daily basis. Facebook knows that they get that people get news from Facebook directly. So what Facebook's really doing now is they're actually creating, I'll back up for a second, they're actually creating, as you see over on the right-hand side, that link preview, they're actually making those images bigger. They want people to click on those images and go over to fan pages, or I'm sorry, to go over to websites. Because here's the thing, if you have a like button on your website, you're actually connected to Open Graph. Open Graph is kind of like the Google algorithm for search, right? It plugs you into Facebook. But if Facebook sends you off-site to a website that has a like button, now Facebook can follow you in the traffic. So Facebook used to not want you to go outside of Facebook. Facebook now encourages you with good content to go explore other blogs and other really good content because Facebook can track what you're doing, i.e., that turns into advertising dollars. So let's scroll down my newsfeed. Imagine we look at my newsfeed and we're going to scroll down. There's a good friend of mine, Pamela Herman. She blew out her knee just a little while ago, and I miss that girl dearly, and how she blew out her knee, what she was doing skiing and not working this day, I'm not really quite sure. Pamela's amazing. But this shows up at the top of my newsfeed. Lots of people are concerned about her, which they should be. And like I say down here, damn, Pam, what's all that white stuff around you? It looks dangerous. I don't think you can get injured where there's palm trees. Just saying. So anyway, I'm going to keep on scrolling down the page, okay? I'm going to see Bing ads at the top. It kind of looks congruent with what's going on. There's a friend of mine, Heather, with a video. You can see they like really big pictures. By the way, the timeline is changing your newsfeed. Some of you are going to see some changes in newsfeed, but there's another big picture. We scroll on down. There's more pictures. Some great friends of mine here in New Jersey. Some additional pictures. See, it looks like Facebook's really showing a lot of pictures. So there's an algorithm. What does Facebook want me to see? Now look at this. So here are two of these link previews that I was talking about. Now, Roger with Infusion at the very top, this company that I went to speak for a couple of weeks ago, this is a great article from TED. So they're sharing that article. Facebook wants to prominently display good articles that they believe that your people would like to read. So again, Facebook can monitor where's the traffic going, but they also want Facebook also wants people to log in on a regular basis and not be offended like the stuff they saw on MySpace, meaning blinking likes, change your background, change the music. Like it was just too much user control. Facebook wants to serve you exactly the things that they believe that you want to see so you stay on the site longer. Okay? So as we kind of scroll on down, we can see some other ads at the very top that look very similar in line to some of the pictures that you can see some of the people I went to high school with or some of my other friends as well. Now, motivational statements, now they used to work really well because they got lots of shares. So for instance, we used this example right here, and the reach was over 40% because people would share lots of images. Now, on your personal page, you're going to see images really go viral. You really got to build a page up to, a lot of people to start seeing viral content go on. And it has to be the right content. Well, viral content used to be a lot of these funny pictures, right? Dashing through the, no. So this is Grumpy Cat. If you haven't seen Grumpy Cat, it's an amazing little cat, right? They create all these memes. The meme is basically this funny picture, kind of a joke on it, kind of like this. Like and share if no. If you don't share this, no. And if you have a heart, you will, no, right? Facebook doesn't want to be known as go on here and look at funny pictures. Facebook wants to be known as how do I catch up with my family? How do I catch up with my friends? What are the greatest trending news topics that my friends care about? They really don't care about Grumpy Cat. But my good friend Jim Walters had Grumpy Cat in his office, and he was shooting some videos for South by Southwest. So I just needed to take a picture of Grumpy Cat because he's going to start disappearing from the news feeds inside of Facebook. It's kind of interesting. Here's the reason why. Major update. Well, Grumpy Cat is basically considered spam. Facebook doesn't want all the spam motivational statements. They want really good content. It's kind of like if you go to Google and you type in buy a car in Austin, Texas. They're going to give you suggestions of buying a car in Austin, Texas, not funny pictures of people trying to buy a car. They want to make it much more relevant. So we take a look at pages versus profiles. Actually, I should take out that slide. Let's talk about professional profiling. Now, I got this from actually a couple of people. One guy's made over $100 million online, and an individual who I know is attending the call as well, which has changed my business, Mr. Blair Dunkley. Amazing individual. You guys should Google him. He has an amazing product that's coming out. But what I learned is professional profiling. And what professional profiling basically is answering a sequence of questions to determine a high level of probability. Now, my business has really grown because I've really understood how to ask a sequence of questions to have that high level of probability, because people at the end of the day are very predictable on their actions. Now, not to dive into it too deep, but what ends up happening is if you can really focus on who you want to market to, you can become really clear on who you want to profile, who you want to target, and on top of that, Facebook has become one of the best professionally profiling organizations out there to drive traffic directly to you. I'm going to show you how to do this towards the end of the presentation, but Facebook's now doing all the work. And instead of you having to know exactly where you should target, Facebook's going to remove that should, and it's going to target for you. This has literally changed our business. So first of all, what you got to do is you want to be really focused on building a customer prospect profile. So you want to think about your marketing avatar. So for instance, we were doing one for a girl named June, and this was a mother of two kids that basically wanted to start a blogging network. We really started to focus on what magazines would she read, what news sites may she go to, what TV shows may she watch. Is it kind of like Oprah? And we really start bringing out a profile, and we start figuring out what does this person want to see. Okay, we go to fan pages, and I have a whole training where we go through this. But we start looking at fan pages and seeing what is the most relevant content that June would like, being laser focused on our message. Okay. Now, once we got the profiling done, we jump into the 3 different skill levels of Facebook. So this is where the rubber meets the road. So some of you guys have a lot of Facebook experience and you're really looking for the cream of the crop for the insight that I got from the Facebook reps. This is where you stop doing what you're doing right now and start looking directly at the screen, right? I know, kind of like myself, I attend lots of webinars and I always wait to the juicy part. Here's the really juicy part. Level 1, the button smashers, okay? Now, there are people that will just click on this button that says build an audience. See, Google's really complicated over to collect more money. And if you can have a 1 or 2 step process for people to hit buttons and make money, Facebook's going to make it really easy to spend money. So if you want additional likes, you hit this button, build an audience. It says how much money do you want to spend? $5 a day. Towards Texas, towards Dallas, Texas. Put in your credit card number and hit go and save changes. That's it. There's no targeting. But people feel good because they're spending money. It's kind of like pulling the arm on the slot machine, right? You can just hit the button in the middle, but people like to feel the feeling of pulling on that arm to see what happens. So people get a little results from here, but there's no targeting whatsoever. Now, if you go to this Boost Post button, Facebook's changed just a little bit, but it usually defaults to a 24-hour promotion. I mean, Facebook will steal your money because it's inefficient. Facebook, the algorithm doesn't work very good for 24 hours. And this was confirmed by Facebook. Don't ever run an ad like if you have a webinar, like we have a webinar right now, we didn't run an ad just 24 hours before. We ran an ad before that. You just cannot, whatever you do, you cannot run ads in the first 24 hours and have it be effective. Okay? But when you hit that Boost Post button, by the way, it can be really ineffective if you don't choose at least 3 days to run. But it doesn't even really give you very good targeting options. You really got to learn about the ad manager. No matter what level of Facebook marketing you're at, you have to learn how to effectively use the ad manager. So we basically just go in here, we go to manage ads, we take a look at managing ads. Now, what we do is we change this to 3 days. So we look at the duration, we always do 3 days if we ever do any promoted posts. So if you're looking to get engagement on your page, you can do the Boost Post, make sure it's done for 3 days, or go in the back of the ad manager and click on it, change it for 3 days. It's really that easy if you just want to hit the button and then change your targeting for 3 days. You're always going to see buttons on your fan page. They're always going to say spend money with me, advertise your page. There's lots of buttons to advertise your page. So let's look at advertising the page. So I'm going to advertise the page. Now Facebook has some new options. This is what I really wanted to go over. So look at this. They have post-page engagement if you want to get page likes, or maybe you want to get clicks to your website, or maybe you just want to optimize 2 website conversions, meaning, hey, Facebook, I want you to go find me opt-ins. Or, hey, Facebook, I want you to go find me buyers. This has been huge for us. This has dropped this website conversion right here, and I'm going to show you how to do it in a minute. This website conversion, literally, we were getting leads for a live event around $70. We turn this button on. 48 hours later, we're getting leads for $47. For another client, we were getting leads at $6 into basically into this amazing program where it's more kind of meditation. But she was getting $6 opt-ins. We clicked on this button, hit a couple of other buttons that Facebook said and suggested. We're getting $2 to even 98-cent opt-ins. It's huge. You can do application installs, getting people an only bid for people to install applications. Or if you have an application, you want people to engage with it. You want them to revisit the site or hit a certain button. Maybe you're having an event. You only want to advertise to people that would be interested in your event. This is where Facebook does the profiling for you and offer claims. Excuse me. Like, for instance, if you have like a coupon, you want to claim an offer. So, promote page post. Now, it used to be just promote a page post. Well, it's gotten a little bit more interesting. First of all, Facebook used to have this little setting until a couple of weeks ago where you could say, hey, spend $5 a day, and I used to train on this, to promote my recent post. Well, Facebook has this thing that says, hey, you cannot have more than 20% of words on the screen for anything that you want to promote. So if you have a picture, sorry, 20% on the screen. If you have a picture, you can't have more than 20% of words on that picture. Facebook wants to make sure that your content looks very congruent with other information being posted in the newsfeed by its users. So what Facebook did is they took away this option to promote the latest post because people were getting a ton of ads denied. It was literally, if you get too many ads denied, there's an algorithm, they'll shut down your account. I mean, I even got a couple of friends for no reason. If something goes wrong, you get your account shut down. You got to make sure you're doing everything correctly. It's difficult to restart another campaign, but you want to make sure that, again, if you get too many ads denied, I used to think, well, it doesn't matter if I get ads denied because I'm just going to reapply for them. Well, there's actually an algorithm. If you get too many ads denied, Facebook will close your account. So you want to make sure that you're doing stuff the right way. Okay? So here's the thing. When I start promoting a post, I want to promote a post to the State of the Union. Okay? Here's what we have is you got to remember is inside Ad Manager, you have the option to run this desktop feed, mobile news feed, or right-hand column. I remove the right-hand column for most of my ads. I usually advertise either a video or what I'm going to show you in a minute is a link preview. Now, if you tell Facebook, for instance, hey, Facebook, I want you to run 3 different ads for me in one campaign. Many of you know my teachings on this, and I can get more deep into it in one of our other free trainings, but basically, Facebook's only going to run one ad. They're basically going to look at all 3 ads. They're going to see which one they think's the best. And 10 people may see one ad, and 20 people may see a second ad, 300 people may see the third ad, and Facebook's only going to run the third ad. Statistically, I don't know why they do that. The Facebook rep actually said if you're going to put more than 1 or 2 images inside of a campaign, the images have to be the exact same, and you just change your copy by 1 or 2 words, just a little bit. But if you're looking to put 4 or 5 different pictures, even though they have that option to do so into one campaign, it's not going to work. This is super important. I've tested this a lot. If you choose to run your ad, choose to run at the desktop, start a second campaign where you then run mobile only. Okay? Start a third campaign where you do right-hand column only. The right-hand column is so overbid, I don't use it. I use desktop feeds and mobile news feeds. Now what's important is that if you choose all 3, we have already tested this, a lot of times we see because whatever starts getting the most traffic, meaning if people start clicking on the desktop, if people start clicking on the mobile, Facebook will start slowly and only running ads, for instance, to mobile. We only run mobile ads if we're trying to get likes to a page or if we want someone to opt in, like to our webinar. We turn off mobile if it leads people to opt in and then they have to download something, or if they have to watch a 20-minute video like one of our trainings. Because if you run all 3 of these options and you don't remove right-hand column and mobile to run just desktop, most of your traffic will run to mobile. In mobile, you got to make sure that your opt-in pages work on mobile. So again, one of the easiest things that I do is I just put my stuff inside the newsfeed. I remove right-hand column. I create a separate campaign for mobile. Do not run all 3 of these at the same time. Facebook even confirmed that. Now here's the other thing. Inside of Facebook, it's a little bit new. You can create a new custom audience. So if I choose this, I can choose, okay, I can upload a data file, a custom audience. So you may have an email addresses you can upload into Facebook, and Facebook will try to match them with the profile. Or if you have, by the way, if you're trying to match an email, we see about a 40% email match. You can also upload phone numbers. Now, if you upload phone numbers, we see about a 70% match. Now, the other thing is this. Nick's writing the note, which I'm just going to get into this too. Scrapers. There's a lot of ID scrapers out there. Man, Facebook's really catching on it. They are shutting people down as well too. Now, here's the interesting thing. I did not know that before. When you type in, for instance, like you want to target, let's just say, Anthony Robbins, and you type in Anthony Robbins, and it brings you up a number that you can target 100,000 people to Anthony Robbins. that 100,000 people isn't necessarily who liked Anthony Robbins. Those are people who have either liked, participated in, or engaged around the Tony Robbins name. Super important, write this down. Over the last 90 days. So if people are downloading or scraping all the IDs or Facebook IDs off of Tony Robbins, people have really talked a lot about this click fraud recently, or being profile frauds and like frauds. You can be downloading people that liked Tony Robbins 3 years ago that don't even engage with him anymore. So when you're using these scrapers, they're not necessarily, sometimes they can be effective, but they're being a lot less effective because Facebook's really picking up on it. They're closing and banning accounts from it. Facebook can now see in the algorithm if you're downloading pages into the data file. I mean, the other thing is you could be targeting people that aren't qualified for your offer. So you got to be really careful if you use any of those scrapers. I've had a couple of clients ask me. We've tested it. Some results we've seen okay, but by the time that Facebook shuts down the scraper, does it work? Does it not work? I mean, we choose just not to use scrapers right now. I'm willing to test a lot of stuff out, but I got to be really careful because I tested it on smaller accounts because I just can't afford to have any of my accounts closed. I mean, our spend limits are pretty high right now. You can also upload a MailChimp custom audience. If you have a custom audience that downloaded your mobile app, you can upload that. And custom audiences for your website. Now, this is super important and a big change. So you click on that, you're going to see this web remarketing pixel. So you take this one pixel, if you click right here, it's going to give you this code. If you don't know what the pixel is, basically all it is it's like a sticker you can slap on people's forehead and say, oh, you came to my website, and I'm going to remarket you because you came to my website. I'll show you an example in a second. But you take this pixel and you put it on your entire website, on all the pages. There's a way to do this inside of WordPress. Just look it up on the Google. It'll show you. But here's what's changed our business as well, too. See, I can set up a custom audience and say, look, anybody who comes to Social Media Ad Genius, they go to the lander, but they do not opt in, I want to remarket them, okay? So basically, people you're going to see right here is in the first link, anybody who went to socialmediaadgenius.com but did not see, the URL did not contain, did not see the thank you page, I'm going to run one advertisement to people who didn't opt in versus another advertisement to people who did opt in. So now we have laser targeting on people, how they're participating with our brand. So let me show you for example, okay? So if someone did not opt in to Social Media Ad Genius, they're going to see this ad right here. Do you know the only reason you're seeing this video is because you visited my website? This video is called Retargeting on Social Media. Imagine not being able to recapture your website visitors, pay attention over and over, and unique and profitable ways, right? And there's a video to let them explain on how I retargeted them. So if a person did opt in, they watch my video where there's a meatball. So I say, hey, what did you think of my meatball video, right? So this is where people will go shopping for things, boots, clothing, whatever, and you're like, well, wait a minute. I was just looking at those boots, and I see it in my news feed. Well, Facebook's getting really good at retargeting. So, a lot of people do launch sequences, meaning see video 1, come here, see video 2, go to, they'll send an email out, says go here. Now you can actually do that with Facebook retargeting. So you can say, if person saw this video, then show them this ad for the second video. If they saw that second video, then show them the third video. So instead of having to send out, emails walking people through the sales funnel, now you can actually do that just through retargeting. It's huge right now. It's doing amazing things for our business. Now here's the other thing. You start choosing countries where you want to target. Facebook says only choose one country by campaign. She was super adamant about that. This is huge. If you're targeting 3 or 4 different countries, stop. Facebook's algorithm can't figure out the different personalities between different countries because of the different cultures. This is a big, 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 big one. If you want to target the United States and you want to target Australia, it has to be in 2 separate campaigns. Has to. Super important, okay? One country. Target it down. One thing I used to do is we used to say, get as low as number as possible so you can target that low number. I used to say I want to be under 300,000 to start targeting these names. By the way, if you don't know what the hashtag means next to a name, the hashtag means anyone who's talking about Oprah Winfrey or engages with one of our other brands would fall underneath this hashtag. Say Oprah Winfrey Show would target people who like the Oprah Winfrey Show or talked about it. Here's the hashtag, okay? Use the hashtags. So you've got to be careful you don't get your audience too small, okay, based off these suggestions by Facebook. I used to choose below 300,000. I now really try to focus on audiences above 1 million. See, Facebook has to have enough people in the algorithm for Facebook to profile who's going to be the best person to land on my lander, who's going to be the best person to opt into my email list, or to opt in or buy my products and services. So I can't just target 14,000 people. I could if I bid just on the cost per click, but not if I want Facebook to do all the work for me. So let me give you an example of this. Oh, by the way, there's these broad categories as well, too. You know, people are saying that the precise interest may go away pretty soon, where you can't target Oprah Winfrey. You're only going to be able to target people with these broad interests. And what Facebook basically does is they profile profiles, and they find out, well, does this person have a high likelihood to read books? And they start putting them in these categories so you can start advertising in broad categories. I believe if you use the right optimization pixels, which we're going to go through in a minute, and use broad categories, I don't think you're going to have to use the precise interest anymore. I think it's actually going to get better. It sounds a little weird, but I'll show you how in a second. Okay? So, for instance, this has been updated. Relationship status, interested in. So look at this. You can now target people interested in, relationship status, education level, major. So in LinkedIn, you can target people by their degree. Do the same thing here. But just remember, I did this at a speech the other day. Hey, how many people in here, raise your hand, how many people in here have a degree? Keep your hands up. How many people in here still use that degree? Yeah, like 3/4 of the entire room, their hands went down. So just remember, if you're advertising that way, just kind of understand where you're going at. Workplaces, great to advertise business to business for decision makers, okay? Now, here's the other thing. This is going to be new. So what you want to do, super important, your budget, you don't want to do daily budgets at all anymore, at all. You want to do lifetime budgets. Set it up for 3, 4, 5 days. Facebook's going to have a lot better time in the algorithm profiling the right people that are going to like your products and services. But you can't do it per day because Facebook's like, I got to run a bunch of numbers and try to do it within $30 in a day. You want to do it over 5 or 10 days. This was one of our hugest mistakes. All of our budgets were set up per day. Facebook said target one country. Set up a lifetime budget. So we may set up a lifetime budget for $350 over 10 days. That's $35 a day. I can turn it off in 2 or 3 days, but if you set the profiling up right, Facebook's actually not going to run your ads late at night, but if you bid cost per click, they're going to always run your ads and just try to get clicks. But if you tell them to optimize your traffic over 3, 5, or 10 days, Facebook's consistently going to work in the hours where they see some of the best responses. It was a huge mistake we were making. Now, this is a big difference as well. Change campaigns and ad sets. So if you remember earlier when I was talking about if you run lots of different ads in one campaign, Facebook's only going to run 1 or 2 different ads in that campaign. Primarily, it's going to focus down only to one and then just run that one ad. So here's the change, and I'll explain it with a graph on the other side. And this literally just came out like last week. So what you do is you name a campaign to say, for instance, Social Media Ad Genius, let's just say it's a picture. Social Media Ad Genius State of the Union picture, okay? The ad set would be US and then a certain keyword. And then I could have another ad set underneath that. US, another keyword, another ad set underneath that, so I can control the campaign as a whole. I'll show you that example here in just a second. But remember, set your budget at a lifetime and do at least 3 to 5 days. So here's the new structure. You have a campaign at the top. This is where we have our advertising objective, like driving website traffic. Do we want likes? So that's going to run everything below that. The ad set is, okay, I want to have focus on males in Australia who like the term online marketing. That's an ad set. The ad itself would be a picture targeting those individuals. So I'm going to have a campaign at the very top, Social Media Ad Genius, a certain that I'm going to target one certain picture. Below that ad set, that's going to be a male in Australia. Another ad set's going to be a male in the U.S. Another ad set's going to be a male in the U.K. Okay, and then the ads are going to be the actual individual ads. So this should be a little bit easier to run and just kind of sort everything out as well. So there's campaigns, kind of gone over ad sets, and then ads. And again, this is something we're still testing out. It's brand new. I just wanted to cover it here. So remember, lifetime, super, 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 super important, and only targeting one country at a time. Anything outside of that you want to do in different campaigns. The other thing is you want Facebook to optimize all of your clicks. So instead of manually bidding for clicks, have Facebook do all the optimization work. You're going to see a lot lower cost per opt-in. Again, it's going to take 24 to 48 hours to take hold, but everything we bid on is optimized clicks, everything except retargeting ads. Retargeting ads, we set it up as CPM, cost per 1,000, so people will see that ad over and over. So again, when you have the option on bidding, do you want to bid for post-page engagements? Well, that's what you set up in the very beginning. Do you want to bid for clicks or impressions? We only bid for impressions, again, on retargeting. Everything else we bid for whatever we select at the beginning. Is that a post engagement? Is that a website conversion? Is it a website click? I want Facebook to do all the work for us. Okay? Remember, so let Facebook do all the hard work for you. Use the optimized settings. Last setting, this is a big one. This is what we call social media ad genius, and I covered over the genius. Okay? Level 3, Power Editor. Now, targeted marketing, I'm not going to explain everything that Power Editor is, but it's a more highly advanced way that you can target. And really, if you're doing any Facebook marketing, you need to learn how to use the Ad Manager. It's super important. You go over here, we go into Ad Manager, and you hit the Power Editor. It's going to load onto your page what Power Editor looks like. Unpublished post is basically a dark post where they don't see it on your fan page. You split test a lot of stuff out. So, for instance, you can upload a photo, you can do a link, you can do, here you can upload a video and then even a thumbnail. But again, this is a way that you advertise posts that are not seen on your fan page. A lot of people on this call probably know that this is possible, but what happens is you can actually upload, so you can split test different pictures, different videos, and again, they don't show up on your fan page, but they'll show up on other people's news feed or wherever you decide to advertise. Now, here's the thing. When you choose the audience, again, only one location. Now, many of you already know this, but when you target, Facebook's considered one of the best targeting advertising platforms on the planet, right? It's better than to get people who just like pages. You can target, and this is just the basic stuff, countries, states, cities, zip codes, ages, gender. I mean, super, super, super basic, right? Yet people still screw this up all the time. But I'm going to make sure that you get it right. And you jump into the next level of targeting, this is where things start to get interesting. See, the examples of the general Facebook pre-qualified traffic we talked about before, you can target Android or Apple users, people who like to read books, someone who has a new job, someone who recently moved, baby boomers, people who like to dine out, people who like fitness and workout, people who like to garden, their profession, dog lovers, beauty product buyers. Again, just a few examples of those broad categories. Now, there's also a ton of those pre-qualified categories waiting just for you. But now, here's the really, really cool part. Facebook will actually profile your perfect prospect for you. And in fact, they can target people for actions they've taken outside of Facebook. Now, Facebook calls these the partner categories, and these are directly responsible for turning ordinary business people into millionaires. Now, here's just a few examples. So you can target people who have kids, 0 to 2, 3 to 5, people who contribute to charitable causes, animal welfare, arts and cultural, homeowners, recent home buyer, people who earn $250,000 to $500,000, purchasing behavior, people who purchase certain types of clothing, purchase kids. Actually, it'd probably be more like purchasing something for kids. Health and beauty. I mean, there's lots of stuff in here. So if you're affiliate marketing any products and services you have, you can find a list of buyers in here as well too. Fitness, golf, tennis, purchasing behaviors. Again, just a few examples. There are many more targets available to you. These are inside the back. We choose underneath interest, called partner categories, inside the back of Power Editor. But here's the big change. If you go to the top and you see, you click on a campaign. So I just pulled up one of our social media ad genius campaigns. You click on campaign, this is new. Now you click on campaign objective. So campaign in the top hierarchy, we want to say, basically, we want an objective of, we want website conversions. So we took the little pixel that we have over in the tracking pixel. I should, well, I'll show you where you're going to get that before. But you're going to see on the left-hand side in your ad manager, it's going to say conversion pixels. So you click on that button, and then that's where you're going to fill out where you want to target people. Okay, I'd mentioned that before. Works kind of the same way as retargeting. So the conversion pixel basically says, not a tracking a conversion. I say I want to target people for this website conversion. I want a lifetime. I'm going to spend $300 from now until the 31st. Okay, and I want to make sure in my creative it says my objective is to aim for website conversions. You may have to click on that thing that says below. It may say use new ad types if you're looking at it for the first time. Everybody's Power Editor and Ads Manager is a little bit different depending when you set up your Facebook account. But you click on that for website objectives, then look at this down below. Select the pixel that you want. So for instance, we select the pixel of saying, hey, look, we want Facebook leads. So keep in mind, when you insert excuse me, when you insert this pixel, which is just a little bit of code, very easy to do. Facebook gives you instructions how to do it. When you insert it on your page, we actually start the pixel on the landing page before they even opt in. We have a second pixel that goes on once someone opts in. Thank you, Facebook leads, thank you. And you see the webinar that you're on right now, the thank you leads, and social media ad genius buyer. What happens is once Facebook sees that pixel 5 to 7 times, they can start profiling your audience for you. So what we do, this is super important, what we do is we first start running test traffic, and we set up a pixel just for people to hit our landing page. We spend about $50 or $100 over 2 days. We get a bunch of people on the landing page, and Facebook can start profiling who hit the landing page. So then we create a campaign, and we target just people who hit the landing page. We want Facebook to optimize to get people to our landing page. Well, then people start opting in over the next day or two. They start entering their email address. So then 2 days later, we start a separate campaign to only focus on Facebook to go out and profile people who are going to get us opt-ins. Again, we only need 5 to 7 opt-ins for that pixel to start working. Then once we get buyers, we get 5 to 7 buyers, we can tell Facebook, we want you to target people who like online marketing, but only bring us people that have a high probability of being a buyer. These aren't tracking pixels, these are conversion pixels. This is making a huge difference in our business. I had a conversion pixel set up for one of our clients for a live event. We were getting about $50 to $60 per person, and we were spending about $300 a day. I turned on that pixel. Within 6 hours, it spent $1,500 because I set it up for lifetime budgets. It scared the hell out of me. However, we were getting 10 to 12 leads a day. Within 6 hours, we got 37 leads at $37. This tracking pixel has changed our business and our clients. Use this tracking pixel, like I said, set up a campaign. I'm going to show you the exact settings in a second. Set up a campaign to get people to your lander or your direct ad, whatever you want them to see. And then every hop that they make, one hop would be to the lander, the next hop or step would be to the thank you opt-in, the next step would be to buy. Once you have 5 to 7, bigger target audience, 10, 20, 30 people hit that pixel, turn on that pixel and run just for the conversion pixel. It's huge. Now the other thing is I split test out, newsfeed desktop only, create another campaign, newsfeed mobile only. You're going to find mobile is really cheap traffic, but they don't ever buy anything and put in their credit card number. Very few people do running mobile traffic. So I always do a separate campaign for desktop only. I do a separate campaign for mobile only. Okay? Now in my audiences, you can exclude audiences. So remember how I showed you to set up the retargeting pixel? You can actually exclude, hey, look, I want to advertise, but I don't want to advertise to anybody who's already bought Social Media Ad Genius. You can exclude people who, again, who have already taken an action that you don't want to advertise to. Now, in optimization of pricing, one of the biggest last tips I'm going to give you. See this? I'm optimizing for opt-ins. What you do, though, is when you're first starting the campaign and you want to get the ads running, here's what you do is you click on manually set up bids. I set my manual bid price at $3, and actions I'm willing to pay up to $7 for an opt-in. So the clicks, Facebook's going to say, okay, Kurt's paying for actions. The action I designated in my campaign was to go after opt-ins, thank you page opt-ins. So what happens is Facebook will start to target opt-ins, my actions, up to $7 per opt-in. But I also said, hey, look, I'm willing to pay $3 a click. The reason that is I do it at the very start of my campaign is it forces Facebook to run clicks to my ads so I can start to what we call season the pixel. Okay? I'm seasoning the pixel. I'm getting a bunch of ads to see, I'm getting a bunch of people to see that pixel. So after 3 or 4 days, I'll create another campaign. I'll copy this campaign. I'll remove the optimized per clicks, and I'll have just $7 actions. Sometimes I've seen $1 opt-in, so I'm just going to put underneath actions $1, and all they're going to focus on is opt-ins for once I remove that clicks. But once you start setting up these pixels, do the clicks first at $3. They're not going to get $3, by the way. It just kind of pushes it. It's just a general number. We set 40 or 50 clicks. Actions at $7. After it runs for 3 days, create another campaign, target just actions for the price that you want. Now, remember, Facebook will do all the targeting for you, but you got to choose the optimization pixels. You got to make sure the conversion pixels are installed. And all you basically have to do is you just take a look once you install the pixel, like this one right here. It'll say, hey, this pixel is active, means someone from Facebook has seen it within the last 24 hours. Inactive means no one from Facebook has seen the pixel, or unverified means something must be wrong, it's just not working. So remember, only 24% of small businesses have a social media strategy. The one thing I said that I guarantee is a surefire way for your business to grow and prosper, literally after everything we've already taught you already, just do one simple thing. Get ready, write it down. It's super, super important. As you post, engage, monitor, and analyze, be consistent. Now, the other thing is when you're running ads, always have a control ad. Like I'm getting $4 opt-ins here, I'm getting $3 clicks here, or 50-cent clicks, whatever. And then create a second ad to test against the first one. Try to beat it. You always have a minimum of 2 ads running. One that's your control, that you know where your numbers are at, and then the next one's your experiment where you're trying to beat it. Never start adjusting a bunch of ads. I talked to somebody about this the other day. Don't adjust your ads a whole bunch without running and knowing what your control number is. But you got to be consistent for this to get better. That's where all the money is. Again, hello, my name is Consistency. I make it happen day in, day out. You may know my good friend, Success. We have a free Facebook ad training at Social Media Ad Genius. Many of you may have already seen it. I covered the top 7 things that we use for all of our high-profile clients and small businesses. It doesn't matter if you're a 7- or 8-figure business or a brick-and-mortar business. You can learn a ton from that free training. So with the State of the Union, I want to tell you a little bit about Social Media Ad Genius, because if you don't have it already, it's the ultimate Facebook advertising course. It's going to allow you to dominate any niche in any market, raking a ton of cash. Here's the thing, is we've compiled out of all the money that we've spent on Facebook, we've compiled what to do, what not to do, and literally we put it all in to take it step by step so you can use it, right? It doesn't matter if you're a small retail establishment, if you're promoting an event, your direct sales, real estate, it really doesn't matter. I mean, even if you've seen and tried everything else, I had somebody tell me this the other day. They're like, Kurt, I bought a lot of other products. I don't know if you would work, if yours would work, and I laughed. And I go, here's the thing. If you just date someone, if you date somebody and it doesn't work out, do you tell your future wife, hey, look, I dated somebody before and it didn't work out, so I probably shouldn't date anybody anymore? Like, it doesn't make sense. We buy tons of programs to see if they work and to get one nugget of gold. I mean, through this presentation, you should have got lots of nuggets of gold. But inside the training, it's the same thing, just one nugget. And again, this isn't pie in the sky, fancy land and nonsense, fairy dust, pixie dust, whatever. If you got to be really serious about creating profit on Facebook, and literally that's what Social Media Ad Genius is. So if you're waiting for the real answer in advertising success, here's what you should expect. So to get the most out of every penny that you spend on your advertising, you're going to want to laser target customers. I go in this whole profiling of how I profile very specific customers to find people who are super eager to buy my stuff. I'm going to show you how to maximize user engagement and increase your overall brand's awareness exponentially. This creates great buyers. You're raking tons of cash from your advertising efforts. And in Social Media Ad Genius, it's just not just a simple business for you. It's literally the only solution for you if you're advertising on Facebook. I mean, here's what a couple of customers said. Kyle's amazing. He's like, hey, after watching the test results, we're getting ads that have an 11 to 12% click-through rate. Here's Daniel. I've been working with Daniel over a year. I mean, he's expanded his business. He now sells this information to small businesses. He runs it for his own affiliate business. I mean, he's turned Social Media Ad Genius into a full-time business that allows him to stay home with his kids. So take a look. Let's see what's included in Social Media Ad Genius. Now, you're going to discover the secret behind creating your customer avatar. It's going to assist you in attracting more qualified leads, cheaper leads, the leads that require the least amount of persuasion so you can achieve a higher and faster conversions. Inside the Fast Start module, you're going to discover the secret behind the Magic Money Box. It's going to include the Fast Start Magic Money ebook and video tutorials, powerful and proven pay-per-click techniques, and interviews with expert insiders. Within the Case Studies module, you'll be let in on our real-life campaigns. I'm sitting inside the bunker, inside of our film studio right here in Austin, Texas. I film videos on a regular basis because Facebook changes stuff on a daily basis. I come into our film studio, I shoot the video, I send it out to you for our What's Hot tips, including campaigns for live events, affiliate offers. There's a big affiliate offer going on right now. We were number 12th last year, selling $5,000 tickets. I mean, literally, I document the rise of people who have never done any affiliate marketing, local event marketing. I mean, heck, we're helping one guy in the survival niche right now show people how to come out. We'll have that case study available shortly. So if you're looking for the easiest way to Facebook advertising profitably on the planet, then you probably already figured it out, that Social Media Ad Genius is unequivocally your answer. See, it allows you to be the most efficient way to uncover the secrets of successful Facebook advertisers. And as any Social Media Ad Genius customer can tell you, the results are absolutely off the charts. I mean, 0.00 cent clicks is amazing, but conversions are even more amazing. And it's amazing considering the estimated average cost per click for normal Facebook advertising can be in upwards of $1.08 a click. Now, you may believe that a system that can do that for you would cost a pretty penny. And in all honesty, it really should. I mean, the minimum that we charge our clients is a minimum of $3,000 even for consulting. And that's just for a couple of hours. So considering the secrets that I share inside are the exact techniques that I'm using right now for our clients to spend 5 figures plus a month on ads every single month, I'm going to get into the special price for you here in just a moment. But first, I absolutely have to tell you a few of the most unique features of Social Media Ad Genius. You're going to learn the power behind dark posts. Some of the dark posts I talked about, which ones that we use and which ones that we don't use and how we use them. How to steal the eyeballs of the most rabid pre-qualified buyers. The product also wouldn't be complete without my magic money box calculator. And that's the key to a lasting Facebook advertising success. But the price of social media ad genius sold by itself, it's $9.97. But that price is not for you, and I'll explain why in a moment. See, what you're doing is you're not only going to receive just social media ad genius today, but just for watching the presentation, I'd like to give you free of charge these value-added bonuses to help you achieve the success with your ads even faster. So social media in 7 minutes. We created a while back ago. We've updated. These are all the organic strategies on social media. This is literally your standard operating procedure and manual for your business, or if you're looking to market just organically. We cover Facebook marketing, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, LinkedIn, step-by-step templates, workbooks. I mean, even if you have a WordPress site, we even have tips for you in there. Even who we use to create our images, write our blogs, lots of that stuff's in there, all yours for free. Even without the bonuses at $9.97, it's a steal that price, considering that we have clients who pay us 5 times that each month for just what you're going to see inside. Now, if you bought the bonuses along with with Social Media Ad Genius, your cost would be well over $1,500. However, just for watching the State of the Union today, I got a much better deal coming your way. And of course, you could choose to continue down the path you're on right now. You could even end up knee-deep in debt, spending 10 times more that you'll spend today on Facebook ads while you're trying to figure it out on your own. Or perhaps your competitors will see the video and decide to implement these strategies before you do. Now, that's not what I want for you. So let's make this easy. I mean, a super easy decision, okay? Today, you'll not be paying the retail value or the retail price of Social Media Ad Genius and the other bonuses. Nowhere close to that. So your investment today will not be $1,495. It's not even going to be half of that price. And as ridiculous as it sounds, you won't even pay a fourth of that today. So your total investment today, which includes your Social Media Ad Genius membership and all the bonuses you see right now, just one payment of $297. We make it really easy. And you know what? Even today, because you've been here and you took action with the State of the Union, we'll even have one of my staff members personally call you if you decide to join Social Media Ad Genius within the next 24 hours. They'll set up a quick consultation with you, give you some insight. These are guys that are personally trained by me directly, and they know all of our strategies. So you want to simply visit socialmediaadgenius.com/special. Again, that's socialmediaadgenius.com/special to make sure that you should get that additional coaching call as well. Now listen, don't decide right now. Take advantage of our unconditional triple guarantee. See, here's the thing is I firmly believe what we do. Try Social Media Ad Genius for yourself for a full 60 days. If you don't begin producing leads and sales through our Facebook advertising in those 60 short days, or if you don't find our service and attention to your satisfaction, or if you don't like the sound of my voice or even how pretty I am, we'll gladly refund your purchase. It's okay. No questions, no hassles, no hard feelings. Look, if you're not going to use the information, it's okay to get a refund. But I'm telling you, when you do use it, it unequivocally works. We've built a very successful business from it. So again, simply visit socialmediaadgenius.com/special. Here's another one. Pastor Johnny's great. He uses Social Media Ad Genius to really grow just the attendance in his church, reaching outreach. Zach Collins, who's now an inside ninja for us, helping us right now as a consultant. Amazing individual, what he's been able to do with Social Media Ad Genius. This guy's become literally just a ninja online. Some of you guys will be able to meet him. Patty Dominguez is one of my favorite people in the world. She used to work for a Fortune 10 company, applies these strategies now with Social Media Ad Genius, sells them to small businesses, and I'm telling you, she sells what she sells to small businesses at least 5x of what we offer right here, and learn how to do it yourself. Now, if you act before the presentation ends, also toss in a one-of-a-kind super bonus worth over $300. You're going to get 30 days of full access to the Social Media Ad Genius Skype group. See, this is where people come in, ask questions to me, my staff. There's a lot of other people in there. Collaboration is the best thing that we can do. Again, take advantage, jump in that Skype group, ask your questions, introduce yourself, get a lot of feedback. Now, that brings your total value of over $1,800 yet today, but if you act now, it's just yours for, again, just that one payment of $297. Now remember, when you buy today, you're not just getting an incredible discount, but you'll quickly be on your way to becoming a Social Media Ad Genius yourself. Plus, you'll even make some wonderful friends along the way by taking part of our free Social Media Ad Genius Skype group. That's a big one. You'll also be granted immediate access to everything right now, Social Media Ad Genius and all the bonuses. Plus, today only, that full 30-day access to the Social Media Ad Genius Skype group worth over $300. So your order will be smooth and easy today. I just want to show you exactly what to expect as soon as you go into socialmediaadgenius.com/special. You'll be taken to our 100% secure checkout page, which looks just like this. And then upon completion of your checkout process, you'll immediately receive an email containing your personal login credentials for your Social Media Ad Genius member area. You're going to start off with videos from me. You're going to go start from the very first video. I'll tell you exactly what to do and move on from there. It's as simple as that. So remember, unlike those other cheap, gimmick-heavy loophole scams, this is the real deal, 100% guaranteed. Try Social Media Ad Genius 60 days for free. Try Social Media Ad Genius for a full 60 days. See the results you desire, or you pay absolutely nothing. Plus, you're always a minute away from an answer from our friendly support staff, and that's where you have the Skype group as well. Here's Jeremy, an amazing individual to turn his whole business. He has a business in Denver with him and his business partner, Tom. Again, selling this information to small businesses. I mean, he charges $5,000 to $8,000 a month to run some campaigns for people. This course has changed Jeremy's life. He's an amazing individual. He just put the thing into action for the information we supplied, and he just reaped the rewards from it, which is great. I mean, even some of the biggest marketers out there, Keith Baxter, Justin Brooks, are even praising the training material inside Social Media Ad Genius. Remember, along with Social Media Ad Genius, you're going to receive all the bonuses, limited time only, Skype group, super important, and winners act when they see a good thing. So don't risk your fortune by hoping that the others will answer or come your way. Make sure you do the same smart thing. The only thing that a genius can do, take advantage of the limited time offer while you still can, and take the wise, sane, and savvy path to Facebook advertising success starting right now. So simply visit socialmediaadgenius.com/special. Again, socialmediaadgenius.com/special. Now, Nick, I know that we still have a bunch of people on the call. I know I got some questions. I'm going to go ahead and pause my screen right here. They're going to see this screen come up to everyone. Let's start going through some of those questions. I'll be happy to do a screen share. I'm happy to answer questions while people are on. I know a lot of people, man, there's just, I can't believe we're still we're almost maxed out still. Like, it's just, wow. Okay. So, Nick, do you want to go ahead and read me some of the questions, and I'll go ahead and yeah, and any questions that you have, again, go ahead and type them in here.
So Jimmy asked early on what timeline newsfeed and paid stuff is going to change in the near future. So insider stuff that we got from Facebook Rep.
So this is really interesting. So Jimmy, I really appreciate that question.
Jenny.
Oh, Jenny, I'm sorry. Jenny, I appreciate that question. You know, one of the things is really, really, really interesting is Facebook has the engagement's really gone down a lot. So what we do is this. Simple process. One, we run a like campaign to our targeted avatar. That shows us if the people are interested in an emotional message, right, to get them over to our fan page. Now, on the fan page, we start posting, and the reason that we post is to keep up to date with the people who just liked our page. But the other thing is we find out what post do they like to engage with the most, because typically a post that they engage with the most can make a really, really, really good ad. So you want to remember, run a like campaign to essentially pre-qualify your audience. However, the engagement is not where you're going to make all your money. Your engagement is going to validate what possibly some of the ads you may run as like an engagement post ad. So from everything that we're seeing, engagement's down. You have to be running some paid ads and do some of the promoted posts to keep your page up in front of people. Remember, if they like your page, but they don't like or look at any other content, after a couple of days, they'll never, ever, 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 ever see the page again. Can you do me a favor, put the link right down here as well, too? Just right in here, just for everybody. Someone asked me. Okay. So that's a really, really, really good question. Just remember, you're not going to be able to get all the free traffic that you used to. You're going to have to spend money on engagement as you attract that tribe over. It's a brilliant question, though. What's the next question there?
People have some issues with audio dragging.
Yeah, we recorded this a couple of different ways just to make sure that everybody gets their questions answered.
So Arlene had said that you said not to put multiple countries in a single campaign, and you showed a screenshot of
that is a good catch, and Nick knows this very well. I've been super busy lately, so we kind of put the presentation together right before here as well, too. That was actually one of my old presentation slides. I like to be able to show people, here's what we used to do that was the wrong way. I'm super, what's the best way I can say this? I have no pride if I made a mistake. I'm happy to raise my hand and share, hey, here's where I made my mistake. And one of my big mistakes, unequivocally, is, here's the thing, is we make lots of mistakes. I saw this at an event that we were at recently, and I love this, which is this guy was doing split tests, if you remember, I think it was from Kissmetrics. And he said that, hey, look, out of all the split tests that I run, I'm usually only right 33% of the time, but I make a lot of that money on the 33%. So way to grab that. That was absolutely a good catch. Things are always changing.
Charles, the media buying guru, also noted that scraping is not working.
Okay.
Jimmy asks, when we are split testing, do we split at the campaign level or can we split at ad sets level?
Say it one more time.
When we are split testing, do we split at campaign level or can we split on the ad set?
What you want to do is you want to split on the ad sets level. So the campaign would be, for instance, I have a picture of a blonde-haired girl, and I'm going to target males 35 to 40. So then the ad set would be I'm going to target same picture, but 40 to 45 or 50 to 55. So you want to put your main target you want to do in the campaign level at the top, then the ad sets is where you start splitting stuff out. Inside your ad sets, you only want to have, again, 1 or 2 ads, which I guess goes inside of those individual ads.
Arlene asks, how recent is the content in Ad Genius?
That's a great question. So social media Ad Genius is always being updated. That's why literally we have the film studio here in our office. Is we're always updating the information. I mean, some of the information I just shared here literally just came out a week or so ago. So we're shooting new content tomorrow. We're always shooting new content, so you can always check back in on a regular basis. And again, that's why we have that Skype group as well to help answer any additional questions whatsoever.
Kyle asks if you can go over the multiple tracking pixel technique again.
Absolutely. So let me, it's going to take me just a second to get back. Here we go. Let's see here. You know what? I'm just going to pull up a live screenshot, which that's probably just going to be a lot better. Let me get in here real quick. It's going to take me just a second. Okay. Just bear with me, everybody. You're not going to see my screen move. You're going to see the same screen as before. It's just going to take just a minute. All right, Nick, can you see my screen okay? See you here in just a second. Okay, so basically here's what happens. So what's going to happen is you're going to go into conversion tracking. Okay, I'm going to cover this just real quick. So the first thing is conversion tracking. Now what I'm going to do is, you guys can't see it, let me move my window over. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I will have, for example, these are Facebook leads. Okay, so I'm going to set up a tracking pixel. And this is going to go to the thank you page. As soon as someone opts into our offer, I'm going to set up a conversion pixel where it says the thank you page. There's a video of me on this page. Okay? I'm also going to put a pixel. So again, create a tracking conversion pixel. See? You just create whatever you want. So this would be landing page. Okay? Category, select, checkouts or registration or leads or key page views. So we start the first one as a key page view for landing view. Create that pixel. Put that pixel on landing page. And the next one is on the thank you page, I'll create another pixel. It's going to be for a lead. And I'll put for like social media ad genius. You can see right here, BBDP will be for a lead. And then the other one is like a checkout, someone who buys. So what I do is each pixel needs to be in its own separate campaign. So you're going to target towards the lander. After a couple of days, you're going to target towards opt-ins only. And then a couple of days later, you're going to target for the buyer only. Now, from there, these are conversion tracking. So not necessarily just tracking, but conversion tracking. The other thing that you have is on the left-hand side is audiences. Now, for audiences, what you basically want to do is inside of audiences, this is where you're going to upload your like retargeting pixel for the State of the Union, or for instance, if I want to upload all of my email addresses. Okay, so in these audiences, this is where I'm going to be able to create an audience. Either I'm going to be able to upload a file that I'm going to target people directly, either that's phone numbers, Facebook IDs, like I said, we don't really like those from scrapers, email addresses, or like the custom audiences from your website when they hit a certain page. Really good question.
Eric asked if the information that we learned from the Facebook reps is going to be inside the program. And I think it's important to note out the webinar was the first step, and we're recording all the stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to repeat, just in case you didn't hear Nick from before, there was a question that went along with, here, I'll move this mic over a little bit so people can hear us both. But Eric had asked a great question. Hey, is all the information from the reps inside? This has literally just happened last week when we met with the reps, so we're actually re-recording a lot of our content as well, too. A lot of that stuff's going to happen tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean, unequivocally, that's why we get that 60-day money-back guarantee, just because there's so many things that change. A lot of as you first get started out, a lot of the basic principles are always the same because they're marketing principles of how to market on Facebook and then exactly what buttons to click. Those are some of the new videos that we're uploading. I mean, literally, like, there's probably 3 big changes inside of Facebook over the last week that we've noticed on, like, where to click on buttons and stuff like that. So, absolutely.
Karen just thanked us and said a lot of this information you share today was way over her head. And I think it's important to note inside of Social Media Ad Genius, where we go step by step. So
absolutely.
To all this stuff. Kurt talks really fast. It's hard to follow. So it's broken out much better inside of the training.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the other thing is when I looked at the registration on this, I knew, A, there's a lot of information to cover. B, I got to start with some of the organic stuff first. It's kind of funny because I'm looking at a couple of comments in here. There's one guy in here, Joseph, and I love this. And he's like, where's the meat and potatoes? All you done is digress. All we're talking about organic. Like, you just got to kind of build up the whole thing. And he's like, hey, I'm out of here, which is great because he missed all the meat and potatoes of it, right? Yeah, so I got to start at a very basic level in the beginning. So some of the guys who are running a ton of traffic on Facebook, like the last 20 minutes is really where there's a lot of meat and potatoes in there for what to do next. All that's going to be completely documented inside of Social Media Ad Genius. A lot of our strategies and stuff that we've done in the past that's really worked is inside of there as well. But we are absolutely always updating. And again, that was the reason we got the office down here, where we have an in-office studio to record all that new content on a regular basis. But again, the most important thing that I can stress, that Skype group, I'm telling you, for the people that are inside that Skype group, there's some amazing people I can even see here on the call who have done a ton of stuff with ads. I can see, I've seen Charles' ads all over. He does an amazing job. I won't say your last name just out of respect because I hadn't asked. But Charles does a lot of great things, and he's inside collaborating with other people, and it really just comes down to a nugget of gold. Get inside that Skype mastermind as well. It is worth its weight in gold.
Arlene asks, can you review once again about the 2 conversion pixels and doing campaign after the second conversion pixel problem?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So let me go back through here again real quick. We jump back over, share my screen again. There we go. Okay, so now here's what I do. Okay, so custom audience from website. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to create audience. Now I'm going to say I want this to be Social Media Ad Genius SMAG, so landing page. Okay, and this is going to be landing page only, and then it's going to be well, I got to start off. So anybody who went to socialmediaadgenius.com, then I'm going to so you can either target people, anybody who went to any page of my website, you can retarget. Okay, well, what we do is does not contain. So we want to say anybody who went to Social Media Ad Genius to hit our lander, but did not go to, whoops, HTTP, social, come on, /thank you. So what we do is we say, okay, we want to target people, and typically I do this for like 7 days. I'm going to target anybody who went to Social Media Ad Genius but did not go to the thank you page. Now I'm going to run that pixel for my landing page, and it's going to start telling people, or Facebook, hey, look, I want people who are going to click on this video or click on this picture and end up visiting my website. So we put a pixel into its own campaign for 2 to 3 days, and we run at least $50 to $100 at it. Step 2. Once we've gotten people opted in, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over right here, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to target anybody who has, let's see, whoops. I want to target anybody, let's see if I can copy this whole thing. I want to target anybody who's visited basically the thank you page, instead of me typing it back in just because I want to be sensitive on time. I would create, so I created the one for the landing page, right? I create another custom audience. Yes, I've read this, create an audience, and then I'm going to name this for thank you page of opt-in. So I'm going to say anybody who visited this page, so it would be socialmediaadgenius.com /thank you, but did not go to the order page. Okay? So I'm starting off first, I want to pixel the lander. I want to get at least 5 to 7 people to the lander. So I usually run it a day or two and I get a couple hundred. Then the second campaign I'm going to set up is, hey, I've already gotten people opted in. You should put all 3 pixels in place when you start a campaign, right? You're going to put one on the lander, one on the opt-in thank you, one on the buy page. Then after you get 5 to 10 opt-ins, then you turn off the pixel. You still leave the pixel there. You just turn off your advertising and run only to the opt-ins. So you're going to optimize for the opt-ins. That's the action. And then after you get a bunch of opt-ins and you start seeing 5, 10, 15 sales, Then, remember, you're always leaving one campaign on until it beats the other one. So then you start a third campaign where you're only targeting people to go after the buyers. Start seeing where you get your best traffic. So that's really your 3-step punch to making sure that you're getting those conversion pixels to really work.
Scott asked this, and I'm not sure. We've already answered it, but have we updated the Ad Genius with what we learned from South by? And I think it's important to note that this information is dynamic inside of social media Ad Genius. So stuff that changes, we will update accordingly.
Now, there's one other thing I want to touch base, because everybody asks, how often do we update this? There are some really cool stuff that comes out on Facebook, and when that really cool stuff comes out, we start to test it, and we don't talk about it inside Social Media Ad Genius until we've tested it. So though it may be brand new and you don't see the updates inside of Social Media Ad Genius, just means we haven't tested it enough. We've tested enough of the tracking pixels, the conversion pixels, how to set that up. That's why we're coming in here tomorrow to record all of that. But super important, we do not put anything inside of Social Media Ad Genius until we've had time to test it. Time to test it is a couple $1,000s. We spend that, could be a couple of days, could be a week, but we only update stuff that we know that will work for you.
Jenny asked, how reliable is the people who saw this post number? There are times when it's quite different and lower than the number of people who have liked the post, which makes a person skeptical.
Yeah, those numbers sometimes don't make any sense. Sometimes we see people who, the ad reach is only 190, but so for instance, let's say your reach is only 190 with an organic post, but you got 10,000 fans. Maybe there's something in your link that Facebook didn't like to share or didn't want to share. That's the weird thing. As I teach people how to run a fan page, you start scrolling down, looking at your insights for engagement. You start finding the pictures that Facebook really likes and makes kind of go quote unquote viral, versus some posts like maybe you're saying something like, look how to lose weight with my side-by-side comparison, and maybe Facebook monitors for those words and don't show the post as much. Sometimes I don't trust those numbers, and honestly, I don't trust regular engagement numbers, so now I'm always paying for engagement. It's a really good question.
Larry asks, can you elaborate on what the Facebook rep said about engage versus sell?
Yeah, basically Facebook says, we want you to spend money. Do you want to spend money on having people engage with your brand, or do you just want to spend money on selling stuff? Because it used to be that we would teach all the time, which is a great question, Larry. We used to teach all the time, engage, 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 build a big rapport. Once you build a big rapport, sell them. Well, the problem is that engage, engage, engage isn't working as well because Facebook's not showing those engagements in the algorithm unless you're spending money for engagement ads. So what's happening is it's a lot more that you're having to pay to get your message in front of people. So it's kind of like starting an opt-in funnel, meaning if you have someone opt into an email list and you only have 2 emails and they don't see anything else from you, they can't buy anything from you because they're not seeing your message. So when you get likes to qualify for the page, the only way for your message to keep on being in front of those fans literally is if you spend some money advertising. It's not happening organically as much anymore. So if you really want to engage with your fans, you're going to have to spend some money on that engagement as well.
Justin asked, my photo trended the internet. Is there any way I can link the post from Humans of New York to my business site? I'm brand new to this social media.
Sure. Let me show you. It's actually quite easy to do that. Let me show you here real quick. Let me come over here. So this would be, let's go to my profile, for example. All right, come over to my profile. Now let me just take a look at a post that we've done. So State of the Union, let's just say the State of the Union right here, right? Click on the date. Click on the date right there. Opens up in its own individual post. You can use that link right there. Just click on the date, and you can use that post it anywhere that you want, show up on your site. Great question.
Camilo wants to know, until when do they have time to make the paper for social media ideas? So how long are we keeping it open?
I mean, typically what we do for a special like this is, I know, is 24 to 48 hours. What do you? Oh, that's right. We do. That's actually right. A lot of the stuff, and I'm sorry I didn't cover that before. We're actually going to have another webinar next Wednesday. So for any of our members, we're going to show you exactly how we do this stuff, step by step inside of it. We got to record it for part of our training anyway, but we're going to record some of these videos on Friday. That is something I failed to mention. Anybody who decides to become a part of Social Media Ad Genius, we're going to have another webinar on Wednesday. When you join Social Media Ad Genius, I don't think we put this in there. We hold a couple of webinars a month to keep people just updated on what's going on, just to kind of keep you fresh and updated on all the stuff that we're running and testing as well too. So we're going to have a webinar next week where we're going to show people, here's how you insert the pixels, here's how you do it, here's step by step how we run the ads. So that could possibly really help you out as well. It's a really good question.
And Joe asks, when do you recommend using custom audiences versus the general targeting that you showed in the video?
So remember, custom audiences really apply to, like, if you have an email address list that you want to retarget people, or if you want to use a custom audience to retarget. But remember, these are actually going to be smaller groups of people. So if you're going to retarget a list of, let's just say, 10,000 people, I mean, there's not tons of people out there that have a list of 10,000, but let's say you did, you typically buy ads per 1,000 impressions. So 10,000 people, you're not going to spend that much money on ads. So if you look at retargeting a list of 50 people or 100 people, you're not going to spend that much money on it, and you're only retargeting people who visited your site. So if you're spending money on ads and you got 400 people that visited your site, that's a lot of people that visited your site, but you're not going to have to spend money with a much custom audience to retarget those people. You're actually going to spend more money on cold traffic, getting traffic over to your site. So for those custom audiences, you're really just going to run a little bit of money because it's super targeted traffic, and what you're looking for is that good avatar, that focused avatar, to get people over the page and then retarget them from there.
Josh asks a good question. He's an affiliate marketer. Mm-hmm. Does this program focus more on running products in your own?
Oh, you can run anything from here. So there's a guy, well, actually it's Evan Pagan. This is a guy who had an event that it's $5,000 to attend the event. He's marketing it right now as well. A really good friend of mine. I was just over at his house today. Mike Dillard is promoting Evan right now as well. And here's what I basically did, and I documented this whole process. Last year, Evan wasn't running any Facebook ads during his big launch where they were having, selling these tickets at $5,000 a piece. So what Nick and I like to do is we like to enter affiliate contests. We like to say for beer money, but it's a lot more than beer money because we can typically rank in the top 10 pretty easily because we know the right ads to run. And a lot of people just are nervous to spend. He has great copy. I know he has a great product. So what Nick and I did is we spent, how much did we spend last year? Do you remember? We spent I think it was $300 on the travel. I think we spent like $2,300 total. I think we spent like $2,300. We got number 12. We got 2 iPads with cash equivalent. We got a ticket to this $5,000 event. It paid for me to go out and be in the hotel. So basically what happened is we used the affiliate, again, same strategy here. I document this whole process, but I show you how I documented the process to be an affiliate for Evan Pagan. I show you how we got in the top 10. I think we ended up like number 12 or 13. But basically what ended up happening is it got us a bunch of prizes. It made us affiliate money, which paid us back, which is great. But the main thing is we got into that top 20 list or the top 20 affiliates where we could sit down with a bunch of other big name affiliates and get ideas. It's almost like a free mastermind. So if you're an affiliate, I mean, I got guys working here with me in the office, same exact principles. You're working with a brick and mortar, you're doing high-end stuff. And by the way, I've been documenting a lot of the stuff that we've been running for Social Media Ad Genius, like how we're running the ads as a case study. Pretty much it's running traffic, period. So whether it's affiliate offer, brick and mortar, high-end, high-end individual, high-end coaching classes, it can work for anybody.
This one, Michael says, I've been running a never-ending campaign with budgets with X amounts of dollars per day. If the split test is successful without going over 2 times the amount of CPA, we will increase their budget and let it keep rolling. But we've only been using max CPC for bidding. How would you suggest we optimize bidding over our CPC?
Use optimized bidding. I mean, when you optimize for conversion, so for instance, we have a client in the health and wellness space. They do a lot of traffic. They spend a lot of money. And inside the health and wellness, they're selling dietary products, so supplements. And they wanted to bring us aboard to see if we could do better on their Facebook ads. And one person is doing, which is really interesting, one person's doing a cost per click, and we're just starting to get into the optimization. The optimization is proving out that Facebook can go out and really profile the people specifically to find out the buyers and the people who land on the landing page and the opt-in. So cost per click is you're basically saying, hey, Facebook, I want anybody go out and profile anybody to click on my ad for this much. Just click on the ad. But we're telling Facebook to do with the optimization. Again, we run a cost per click at first, just a little bit to kind of season that pixel. But when we turned everything onto optimization, I'd say probably 95% of our business is running the optimization pixel. Do a split test. I think after 3 days, you'll be really surprised at what that optimization pixel will do for you.
2 people asked about when the Skype group meets.
There's really no meeting Skype group. It's always online. So either me or my business partners are online. I try to answer those when I can. Just keep in mind, because I run the ad side of our full ad agency. But we got people who work for us that are on there as well. We have other colleagues. We have a great group of people that I've been training for over the last year, social media manager pros, amazing individuals. They're in the Skype group to help answer questions. Again, I'm just going to be completely transparent. It's a little selfish, but I love those Skype groups. The reason is because I get different ideas that I hadn't thought about before. I get to share ideas. So, for instance, Jimmy was on here the other day. I had a quick question about his fan page. He did a quick Jing video. So if you're going to be in the Skype group, unequivocally download Jing. It's for free, jing.com. And it basically does a little screen capture. So you can say, hey, guys, I'm working on this. Highlight the screen, put it in there. And then it's crowdsourcing. You'll find other people in the group that will respond. So it's live all the time.
Adrian asks if we recommend to hire virtual assistants to manage all of this.
No. I mean, here's the thing. You can, but it depends. Do you want someone testing your money? I'm a firm believer, and I speak on stage about this all the time. You don't ever hire anybody until you've done and perfected the task and you can detail it out and know exactly what to hire for. Now, one of the things as we're growing our agency is we are outsourcing some of the tasks. But the tasks that we're outsourcing specifically, those are the tasks that we've done over and over and over again that we have completely documented where we can tell someone, I want you to do A, B, C, and D, and they'll do exactly just that. So you can outsource this, absolutely, but you got to get really efficient on your own. A lot of the reasons, one of the things that we're really lucky for is, as an agency, we get to spend other clients' money to find out what works and what doesn't. However, you don't want an outsourcer to figure this out for you. For you to ever be able to manage something, you have to be able to do it on your own. Or for you to train somebody, you have to be able to do it on your own. Yes, you can get outsourcers, but I'm going to tell you this. A good friend of mine, Justin Brook, he runs a lot of traffic, and he said this on Facebook a little while back ago. I was talking to my friend Emilio about this as well. I'll never forget this. He said, I've never met anyone who can run ads or run traffic online to ever be out of work. If you know how to run traffic, you will never ever have a need for, you'll never have a need for finding business. Meaning, I don't think, Nick, we haven't advertised our business. I mean, we advertise Social Media Ad Genius, but our agency, we haven't advertised in 18 months. I mean, it's 100% referral only. And if you want to work with our agency, like there's a big qualification process you have to go through. But we're able to do that because we can effectively run traffic. And again, everything that we know, we put inside Social Media Ad Genius. So once you learn how to run traffic, I mean, we have guys right now in the dating niche who are taking this information that we've taught in Social Media Ad Genius and applying that to other websites and media buying. I mean, this is universal media buying terminology that you learn as well. So,
Affiliate Mom is asking, any comment about claims that Facebook is giving advertisers junk traffic? And she gives a link.
I've seen that video a whole bunch. Basically, here's the thing. So you have click fraud originally that started like in Google, for example, where people would actually build these little bots, or I guess you call them bots, right? They would go out and click on AdSense. So for instance, it would generate a whole bunch of money for someone because it looked like a fake people were clicking on advertisements that would pay individuals, right? And then, which was Google AdSense. And then you also had people before that would have these bots and go out and click on their competitors' ads, so it would just waste a bunch of their money. So click fraud is always online, and a bunch of likes are set up as a bunch of these fake fans are set up as well too. Basically, where people are always trying to game the system, and the system is always trying to figure out how people are gaming the system. So let me give you a good example. You can go out and buy fans on Fiverr. You can go buy fans, type in buy Facebook fans, and they're like, hey, for $10, we'll give you 1,000 targeted fans. Don't ever, I could say ever for like 20 minutes, ever buy Facebook fans. Ever. Okay? And the reason being is because I'm going to tell you a lot of them are fake profiles. And specifically, here's what happens. Is when you have a fake profile, one of the things that you want to be able to do is you want to be able to advertise to friends of your page. So if you spend money on likes, and you start quantifying who your tribe is, and your tribe comes over, and excuse me real quick, my nose is itching. And when when the tribe comes over, what basically is going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of pre-qualified people that are on your like page, on your fan page. Okay, so I always tell people run a like campaign, get likes, and that will help you pre-qualify people on your fan page. If you go out and buy 5,000 fans. They're most likely fake profiles. They could be in India. They could be in the U.S. They're dead fans. So one of the most important things you can do once you get likes, the second thing is you set up some engagement ads. See, we set up engagement ads to find out what ad may be popular. So follow me along with this real quick. If I run a like campaign for people who like Tony Robbins, and those people like my page, second step is I will be posting content on my page to see if those people from Tony Robbins like it. When they start liking that content, now I can say, hey, wait a minute, people from Tony Robbins' page really like this content. I can advertise that content to Tony Robbins' page. If they liked it on my fan page and they came from Tony Robbins, they should like it if I target just Tony Robbins directly. You cannot advertise friends of friends if you are buying fake likes. It'll ruin your page. Facebook even starts to know it. So what happens is that there is click fraud out there. There are Facebook accounts that will like your page or like your post or click on your links that literally they're not real profiles. But here's the thing. If I'm getting opt-ins from the optimization pixel for under $3, I don't care if there's some fake ones, and I know that's going to happen. It's the cost of doing business. If I'm getting opt-ins at $1.50, that's fine too. Now, you're going to see some weird kind of difference in some of the clicks, but at the end of the day, net, the only thing you really care about is your cost per opt-in and your revenue per opt-in. Those two numbers, that's it. So if you're getting fake profiles that are hitting your page, but you're still getting $2 opt-ins, and every opt-in's worth to you by the time they go through your sales funnel $5, you're going to run into it. It's always going to happen, but just pay attention to your targeting and keep running. Any other questions or anything else that you see? I mean, we're almost running out of time here. I know we got a meeting coming in pretty quick as well, too. Okay. If you have any other additional questions, please go ahead and you can go ahead and send a ticket to support, or if you have any other questions as well, which is support@socialmediaadgenius.com. Again, support@socialmediaadgenius.com. We will record this. We did max out on presentation. We will share this. As well. Is there any other comments, questions, or as I love to say, divine revelations before we start rocking and rolling from here?
I think she's concerned about Facebook providing fake clicks to increase revenue.
Oh, so we could dive down the rabbit hole of the conspiracy theory. I want to say this. I'm going to be very transparent with everybody, and I don't want any of this to scare you, but we see that there are some anomalies that the traffic doesn't always add up from Facebook. It just doesn't. Now, that can be alarming for people. We have a lot of different analytics that we track very, 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 very closely, and we can see that there is spillage. There are numbers that don't necessarily align. Now, if you really get into brass tacks and you really get into tracking, this is the same for any kind of tracking you have. If you have 5 different types of tracking systems, they're going to come up with 5 different numbers. It's just the way that it works. If you advertise on Google, Google's gotten a lot better about this over years, but there's some click fraud that goes on at Google as well. So sometimes do I feel, because you can't prove it because you don't know the other side of Facebook, do I feel my numbers are a little off? Yes. All I focus on, though, is my cost per opt-in and my revenue per opt-in. Is Facebook going to send me some drunk traffic to increase revenues? They may. I don't know. I mean, it would be highly illegal, like if someone found out about it because they're publicly traded. But even if they do and I'm still getting opt-ins under $5, I don't really care. So that's a strong possibility we're seeing in our trending, but I don't want to scare anybody away from ads because they unequivocally work. It's kind of like the cost of doing business. It's kind of like having a retail store and saying, how do I prevent 100% of thefts that come out of my store? You can't. You know what's going to happen. Unfortunately, it's the cost of doing business. But if you're grossing, every single month and you're doing really well, you want to try to minimize that loss. We don't see huge losses, but we do see that the numbers don't always add up. But please don't let that scare you as long as your cost per opt-in and your cost per registration is doing well as well. It's a great question. Any other questions?
That's it.
Whew, that was a marathon webinar. I haven't done one of those like that for a good long while. But hey, we have this whole thing again. It's going to be recorded. We'll probably edit out the questions and answer section. I'm sure it'll help out people as well. But we still got tons of people on the call. Again, thank you all for being here. I mean, you took out almost 2 hours out of your day. Thank you so much. We'll be updating Social Media Ad Genius. Again, if you take action today for that special, one of my staff members will call you over the next couple of days. I'll give you a quick assessment of kind of how your page is doing, answer any questions. Again, these people are trained by me directly. They work on 7- and 8-figure accounts. They also work on small brick and mortar. I mean, they've seen the gamut because we got lots of different clients. So again, thank you everyone for being here. I'm super excited that you're here. Thanks for taking the time out of the day. Thanks for listening to this. And hey, if you enjoyed this, share the recording with other people as well. We want to help as many people as possible. And at the end of the day, it's really about all of us growing stronger together. That's why we hold these presentations. Of course, we do have a product at the end of it, but we're always open for collaboration as well. We all like to learn and grow more. So again, everybody, thank you very much for your time. I'm signing off here. I've got a meeting in the next 10 minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Hey, by the way, if you enjoyed this presentation, go ahead and go to the Social Media Ad Genius fan page. Again, Social Media Ad Genius fan page, and just say one tip that you learned here that you appreciate it. Other than that, that's it. If you say you hated my voice, or like this one guy who got up early who said there's no meat in here at all, guy's crazy. I love when people say that and they spent like $20 running Facebook ads. We've spent over $1 million in the last couple of months alone. So anyway, kind of hurts my pride a little bit, I guess. Anyway, you guys, I appreciate every single one of you, everybody being here. You guys all have a great day. Take this information, implement it. Thank you very much. We appreciate you all. Thanks.